Hi everyone. I'm coming to you today from my home studio here in Northern Virginia with a discussion about relationships. That's our topic for today. And before we get started, I thought we'd bring in a little sound vibration of Grandmother Bowl. You might remember from a previous video that Grandmother Bowl is the alchemy of iron, ancestors, feminine energy, sacral chakra. If you look at this chart behind me, you'll see our energy centers, and you'll see how they are all aligned with a musical note. So my grandmother bowl is the tone D, which relates to our sacral chakra. Again, another energy center that relates to relationship, creative expression, and one of our primary relationships is most often with our mother or our mother figure. So relationships, they're not always easy. Can't live with them, can't live without them. And most often when we talk about relationships or when we think about them, we think about our relationships with other people. But we do see ourselves in relationship with other things as well. And part of my story involves a relationship that I had with alcohol. Wine, to be specific, white wine, to be more specific, and to be intimate even further still, my favorite was an oaky California Chardonnay, served room temperature in a beautifully stemmed, pretty wine glass. So the relationship that I had cultivated with my fancy wine in a pretty glass usually started around happy hour, 5 o'clock happy hour every day, though it was not unusual for me to have a glass of wine or two at lunch, for those special occasions. Those special occasions that only happened once in a while, like, life is just so beautiful. Let's celebrate with a glass of wine. Or, God, life is crazy, crazy busy. Let's just relax with a glass of wine. Or one of my favorite mantras over the years, I'm sure it's happy hour somewhere in the world. So clearly not a healthy relationship pattern did I see in that relationship. My point was, any occasion was a perfect occasion for a glass of wine with me. So the unhealthy pattern that I developed in my relationship with Ms. Chardonnay was that I drank too much of her, too often, and for all the wrong reasons. A good relationship therapist, had I chosen to see one at the time, might have observed that I was really asking an awful lot of Ms. Chard. I was asking her to make me happy, to comfort me, to give me courage, to make me more sociable. I mean, where's the healthy exchange in a relationship like that? It's quite a burden to ask of anyone or anything all those things. So once it became clear that my relationship with Ms. Chardot was not a healthy one, I knew I had to let her go, and abstinence was the solution for me. And I looked to find help in other places, and one of the first places I went to was a 12-step meeting. And there I began a long journey of looking at relationships and letting go of the unhealthy relationship I'd had with alcohol. And then sobriety gave me the awareness to start looking at those patterns in other relationships. Where else was I asking too much of someone or something? Where else was I taking more than I was giving? Where was I not being truthful? And honest in what I needed and what I could give and what I was expecting back. And what I could and couldn't do. Where was I saying yes when I should have said no, and vice versa? So over time, I discovered that my Chardonnay, and with each pour, of my Ms. Chardonnay, away went my personal power. I gave it all over to her. Hence, a large portion of my journey through sobriety has been focusing on creating healthy relationships and letting go of the unhealthy ones with people, places, or things. So, tools that I've found in sobriety to help me with my relationships, the 12 steps have been just immensely helpful. Meditation has been a very powerful tool. Journaling, practicing life force energy healing, along with music and sound therapy. They've helped me to deal more effectively with my own struggles with relationship in life, which we all have. It's simply a part of life. It's actually the part that makes life so rich, our relationships that we have with other people. And so recognizing the healthy ways in which we have relationships, the things that create movement and growth in those relationships, they help us to be whole, to be healthy in mind and body and spirit. And then we can be better service to others by being more healthy. So if you'd like to learn more ways to create healthy relationships in your life, check out my webpage, marycaseybowers.com, and there you'll find events and resources and other tools to add to your toolbox of health and wellness. So until next time, Grandmother Bowl and I wish you health and wellness, in all your relationships, and we thank you.